Good morning and welcome to Strength and Balance. It's Monday morning and my name is Hannah. I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services and I am here, yes, for Strength and Balance. Strength and Balance is a 35-ish minute class, I'm looking at the clock, where we work on, yes, our strength. We're going to do some full body strength movements and we're going to use some weights. I use a 3-pound set of weights. You could use a 2, a 3, a 5, anything within that range would be great. A little heavier if you have it and you feel confident. Otherwise, you could use evenly weighted objects from around your house, like soup cans or water bottles. Alternatively, you can just do the exercise with no weights if that feels most appropriate, if you don't want that extra resistance. Excuse me. So that's the strength. Balance, we'll work on some sometimes challenging balance exercises that are really going to help help improve our balance skills and keep us healthy and able to kind of fall proof ourselves. The better our balance, the less likely we are to suffer a fall. It's a big part of training for that. So we'll work on our balance in a safe way. So you don't necessarily need any equipment for the balance part of the class. All of it will be standing, but you will need some kind of balance support furniture close by. So that could be a chair, something to put a hand on. I often use the wall here. So chair, kitchen table, counter, island, back of the sofa, anything like that, that's sturdy, that you can place a hand on, that will help you to keep your balance. And then we'll have a little stretch to finish. So we will warm up. It'd also be great if you could keep some water handy. Mine has a little tab in it that's supposed to boost my immune system, which probably does nothing, but it makes me feel good in this back to school system when my children are bringing lots of germs home. But it's not the most appetizing colours. So anyway, that's what that is. And I will be sipping on that through the class. It's not super hot and we're not going to get real sweaty, but it's nice to keep that hydration up. And it's a good habit to get into. If you sip water through your workout, then you've drunk this whole water bottle by the time you finished, and it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning, and you've drunk a whole bunch of water and you're well on your way to having a really well hydrated day. All right, enough talking from me. We're going to come up to feet and we will warm up together. Let me move my chair. Let me adjust my mat. I have this yoga mat out, not because we'll be on the floor. We will not today, but it's comfortable to stand on. And you can see my feet a little bit better on the purple background. So let's stand up nice and tall and let's march on the spot. Nice and easy. Relax through those shoulders. Move those arms forwards and backwards. And let's take a nice deep breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. And again, inhale, reach those hands up. And exhale, lower down. And one more time. Big breath in. And out. Let's pull those shoulders up towards our ears. Slowly relax them down. Lift those shoulders and relax. Pull those shoulders up and down, moving nice and slowly here. Lift and lower. And let's roll those shoulders. Nice big circles, both at the same time here. Lift and lower down. Good. And let's go in the other direction. Roll those shoulders forwards. Perfect. Let's bring those arms out to the side. Little circles here. And back in the other direction. Good. We're going to push both hands forwards from your chest. pull them back. Forwards and pull back. Push those hands away and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. And again, push those hands away and pull back. Good. Let's take those hands up above your head. Slowly circle down. Good. Lift both hands up. Nice. Circle down. Couple more times here. Lift. Lower down. Push up. And down. Good. Give those arms a shake. We're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. And let's circle our hips nice and slowly. Excellent. Back in the other direction. Good. Big circles. Great. Let's take one foot here. Tap your toe. Heel touching the floor. Lifting those toes up. And let's wiggle our fingers. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to tap our fingers to our thumb, one at a time. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Tap your toes. And let's tap your first finger and your third finger. So index and ring finger, just those two. And then middle finger and little finger. Good. Let's go back to that first foot, or let's bring those feet together now actually, and we'll pedal our heels. So we're lifting one heel and then the other, our toes are touching the floor. We're going to circle our wrists. Good, nice and slowly. Back in the other direction. Good. Let's tap both toes. Good. And then tap both heels. So you have knees a little bit bent here. You might want a hand on the chair or the wall. And heels. Let's try and go toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Good. This can be very balance challenging. Good. All right, relax here. Let's have a hand on the chair or the wall. We're going to take one leg and we're going to swing it forwards and backwards. So standing up nice and tall. Good, not too fast. And let's switch to the other side. Swing that leg forwards and backwards. Great, let's take that first leg again with you out to the side and across in front of your body, nice and slowly. Great, and the other way, or the other leg. Out to the side, across in front of your body. Last one, feet flat on the floor. Good, we're warmed up. We're going to begin with the squat, my favorite exercise. Feet flat on the floor. We're not going to use any weights. We're just going to use our body weight for this one. So feet on the floor, about hip width apart. So we're standing up nice and tall. Shoulders are relaxed, chest is tall. I like to just hold my hands here at my center. You can do this. You can cross your arms across your body if you want to. You can just hold your hands at your side. you need to have a hand on the chair for balance, you can do that too. So hold your hands where you're comfortable. We're going to inhale, sink down into that squat. Exhale, stand up. I'm actually going to stand this way so you can see me here. So bend my knees, stick my bum down to the floor and back up. See how I keep that chest nice and tall and the weight in my heels. Good. Slowly lower. Exhale to stand up. We're breathing in as we lower down. Exhale up. And the last one. Great. We're going to pick up a weight now. Just one. We're going to do a movement that will be a combination, kind of two exercises. So we're really working the whole body here. We're going to do a hip hinge, holding that weight in one hand. When we stand up, we're going to push that weight up overhead. So a hip hinge with an overhead press. I'll stand to the side and you can watch me for the first one. My feet are hip width apart. My knees are soft. I'm going to hinge at the hips. So you can see I'm sticking my bum up behind me, lowering that chest towards the floor. And remember, I've got that one weight, lowering that weight to the, it doesn't go to the floor, but goes towards the floor. And as I stand up, I'm going to push that weight up overhead. So I'm going to do about 4 or 5 with the weight in this hand, and then we'll switch. You're standing nice and tall. Think about pushing that bum out behind you, hinge, up, push that weight up overhead, slowly lower down. Let's hinge, up, push that weight up, good. Hinge forward towards the floor, weight up, good. Hinge, stand up, push that weight up, lower down. And we'll do one more here. Hinge forward, lower that weight down, up, push up and down. Let's switch to the other hand and we'll do the same thing here. Hinging at the hip, bring that chest towards the floor. You see my bum pushes out behind me and my knees are soft, but I'm not bending my knees anymore like I was in the squat. Up and then weight up above your head. Good, don't rush that part. Hinge, up, weight to the ceiling and down. Hinge down, up, weight up to the ceiling, lower down, and again. Hinge, up. Good. Hinge at the hip, push that weight out, weight down to the floor. Arm out behind you, last one here. Hinge, stand up, weight up to the ceiling, lower down. Excellent. That's a fun one. I love those exercises that work your upper and your lower body at the same time. Let's try one called the wood chop. We're going to hold this weight in one hand. Sorry, we're going to hold this one weight in 2 hands. Hold the weight in 2 hands. I like to hold my dumbbell at the ends here. And I'm going to just hold it. The knees are soft, the hip width apart, holding that weight here to my side. What I'm going to do is lower down and then lift that weight up to the other side. So I'm moving diagonally. You can watch me here. I'm going to move really slowly. So I start here. My knees are bent. I've hinged at the hip over towards my side. And then I extend up, lifting that weight, pushing that weight to the other side. So you're moving diagonally across your body. We'll do 4 or 5 in one direction and then we'll switch around. So feet hip width apart in that start position, knees nice and soft. Let's bring that weight over, mine's to my right. We'll hinge at the hip, lower that weight down. It doesn't have to touch the floor. My hand is just below my knee, and that's comfortable here. Any further down, and I'm really putting pressure on my back, which I don't like. So let's keep that comfortable. Yeah, but just a little hip hinge. Knees are soft. Up, above your head, and slowly back down and up. Slowly lower down. My feet don't really move, but that right foot, you might be able to see my heel is coming up off the floor as I do that little pivot. Good. Just moving slowly and smoothly. Last one. And back to center. And then I'm going to switch to the other side. So now I'm going to lower my weight towards the left and across to the right hand side of my body. Good, that's one. We'll do about 5. Good. We really want to keep breathing. Let's not worry too much about where we breathe. Let's just make sure that we're not holding our breath through the movement. I think that was actually 6. So let's come back to center. Good. Very good. We can pop the weight down again here. And then once more, we're going to need some help with balance, perhaps. So let's keep that support furniture within an arm's reach. Excuse me. We're going to push ourselves up onto tiptoes. So a nice heel raise. Lower those heels down, and then we're going to drive up one knee and then the other, nice and slowly. And again, up onto tiptoes for that heel raise, lower down, lift up one knee, the other. Good. Up onto toes, lower down, lift one knee, the other. Good. Tiptoes, lower down, one knee, 2. Up onto toes, lower those heels, lift 1 and 2. Up onto toes, lower your heels, 1, 2. Up onto toes, slowly lower down, lift 1, 2. Last one, up onto toes. Lower down your heels, lift up one knee and the other. Good. That's excellent. All right, let's pick up our weights again. We'll work on our upper body a little bit here, but let's think about the position of our lower. So feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, knees are soft all the time. Standing up nice and tall. We're going to do bicep curls. Nice and simple. Lifting that hand up towards your shoulder, slowly lowering down. Good. We definitely don't want to rush. Good. Just nice and relaxed. We're in control, especially on that way down. Good. We can do one more, and then we will have done 10 on each arm, just block. Good, perfect. Keep those weights in 2 hands, because we'll do one more for upper body here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. You can stay facing whichever way you want. Knees are soft. I'm going to hinge at the hips slightly, so I look like I'm almost at 45 degrees, maybe not quite, to the floor. I'm going to curl my hands up, straighten that arm and push that hand out behind me. So now I'm targeting that tricep muscle, so the one at the back of our arm. So curl and kick. Let's do one arm at a time to start with. Curl, kick that arm out, other arm. So moving one arm at a time. Good. And again, one at a time. And let's do both at the same time. For 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. And slowly stand up tall. Excellent. Let's pop those weights down. We're going to do a bit of a standing, like an abdominal crunch, but a standing version. So let's lift one hand up to the ceiling. My left hand and my left elbow rather, and my left knee are going to meet each other. They're going to come towards each other. They don't need to touch. As I lower my elbow, at the same time, I'm going to raise my knee. They'll come towards each other. Slowly reach up. So let's try and be nice and smooth in that movement. So no jerky movements, just a nice, smooth, controlled movement. If you need to hold on to the chair or the wall because there is a big balance component involved, then please go ahead. Lift that left arm up towards the left knee, nice and slowly. Good. So a little quicker as the elbow and the knee come towards each other, and then slowly as you reach up. Good. One more. And I guess another one. Perfect. Lower down slowly. And let's switch to the other side, to the right. Lift that right arm, right elbow, right knee towards each other. And remember, they don't need to touch. They just need to move towards one another. Nice and slowly away. A little bit quicker as they come together. One more. Good. Slowly lower that arm. Excellent. All right, one more. We're going to grab both weights. Sorry, I think I've been bitten by something on my shoulder. Extremely itchy. All right, one weight in each hand. Feet hip width apart again, and we're going to lower one shoulder, then the other. So lowering that hand down. And that makes you move into this little side bend. So just nice and slowly. Good. Moving slowly. You can probably hear me breathing and breathing out as I reach down. One more each side. 1 and 2. Good. All right. Weights down. Let's have a drink. We're going to repeat all of those. We'll move through things maybe a little bit quicker. So let's start with that squat. Feet hip width apart, feet flat on the floor, standing up tall. Let's take a nice inhale, lower down, exhale to stand. And good. Slowly on the way down. Big exhale to stand. Good. Keeping that chest nice and tall. The weight in your heels. One more. Oh, and another one. Good. And up. Excellent. Grab hold of one weight here. We're going to do that hip hinge with the overhead press. I'm going to stand to the side so you can see what it looks like a little better from this angle. We'll start with feet are hip width apart. Knees are nice and soft. We're going to hinge forward at the hips as we stand up, hand above your head with that weight. Hinge at the hips. Push that bum up behind you. Push that weight up overhead. Our knees are soft, but we're not bending our knees as we lower down. The movement is in your hips, hence the name hip hinge. Stick that bum out behind you. You can think about your chest coming towards the floor. It's really the part that's lowering down. One more here. Good, and then we're going to switch our hands around. Same thing again, but the weight is in the other hand now. So hinge forwards, up, push that weight up overhead. Good. Hinge. And push that weight. Excellent. Hinge forwards. Nice and slowly. One more. Excellent. Keep hold of the one weight for now, and we will do our wood chop. So we're holding the weight at both ends, both hands on the weight. We're going to start. So remember, we start with that kind of that hip hinge. We're hip hinging sort of over to the side, and that weight doesn't need to come towards the floor. It's just lowering down. We want to keep this comfortable, and then we're going to bring that weight diagonally up across your body and lift those hands up as high again as you comfortably can. So here we go, hinging down, lowering that weight and up. You can see if I just pause here that my right leg pivoting a little bit. My toes are on the floor, my heels off the ground, and I am pivoting through, rotating through the upper body. So lower down and up. Lower and lift. Good. Lower down. Great. And one more. Good. And let's switch sides. So we're going to lower towards the left. Keep those knees nice and soft. That's really important. We want to keep comfortable. Just lowering down a little bit. You'll see my hands are just below my knees, so I'm not coming down a long way. Keeping that comfortable through my lower back. And the last one, keep the knees soft. Perfect. I said we'd be quicker. We kind of hurried through those three. Have a drink here if you want to. We can pop the weights down for now. We're going to do that heel raise and that high knee movement. So we're standing tall, we're going to raise our heels up off the floor, slowly lower down. Let's drive up one knee and the other. Good. Lift and lower one knee. Whoop. And two. You see, I had to check my balance there. So have a hand on that furniture if you need to. Up, down. Good. Make sure you have your balance when you lower before you lift that one knee. Good. Up. Oops, head down a bit quickly there. This doesn't feel as easy to balance as it did the last time. Up. Lower those heels, lift. One and two. Lift and lower. One, two, and again, lift, lower, one, and two. Great, excellent. Let's grab our weights. Going to do our bicep curls. So look at your lower body to start with. Feet flat on the floor, knees soft, standing up tall. We're going to curl up one hand and then the other. Good. Shoulders should be nice and relaxed. This whole movement should be fairly relaxed. We don't want to rush these reps. In fact, we want to slow them down, especially on the way down. You can be a little bit faster on the way up, and then really nice and slow as you lower. We don't want gravity to do all of the work. We want to be in control of the lowering part of this movement. Once more each side. Good. Keep hold of both your weights here. Let's do that tricep extension. I'm turning to the side just so you can see me. Knees bent a little bit, feet flat on the floor. Let's hinge at the hip forwards, just a touch. We're going to curl up one hand and then straighten that arm. So you can see my hand or my arm is kind of in line with my back there. Straight line, straighten that arm as much as you can. Up, push that hand out and away. Curl and push. Curl and straighten that arm. Good. Once more, doing one arm at a time, and then we're going to do both at the same time for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and let's stand up nice and slowly. Excellent. Well, you can pop the weights down here. Let's take one hand up to the ceiling. I'm starting with my left elbow to left knee. Have a hand on the chair or the wall if you need that support, because we are taking one leg off the floor at a time. So we're challenging that balance here. Good, and slowly down. Oops. There we go. This is why I'm close to the wall. Nice and slowly, especially on the way down, you can be a little bit faster as the knee and elbow come towards each other. Once more. Good, and slowly lower. Let's switch to the other side. Reach up, elbow to knee. Good, nice and slowly. And once more. Actually, I think we did 10 on the other side, so let's do 2 more. And again. Good, slowly lower that arm down. Great work, let's pick up our weights one more time. Feet flat on the floor, knees soft, standing tall. We're lowering one hand and the other. Nice and slowly. We're not trying to lower that hand a super long way. Just enough. Good, once more. And back to center. Excellent, let's pop the weights down. We are all done with the strength part of this class. Great work, we worked all of the muscles, all of them. All right, so we're going to move on to work on our balance. So let's make sure that we're standing close to support furniture. Like we talked about earlier, it could be the back of the chair, the table, the island, back of the sofa. Something sturdy is going to support your weight. I just use the wall. Actually, there's a little bit of a rail, like a ledge here. So I use that to support myself. We're going to start with our feet, one foot in front of the other, and we're going to try and get those feet as close together as we can. Now our feet should be nice and relaxed as much as you're able, standing up nice and tall. Now having our feet directly in line like this can be quite tricky, so feel free to take one foot out to the side, just a little bit here, as close together as you can. We're going to reach one arm to the ceiling and the other one. Let's bring arms out to the side. We're going to reach one arm forwards, one arm backwards. And the other way. Let's come back to center. And we'll relax those arms down. And let's switch our feet around so the other one is forward. And again, you might want to take that front foot out to the side just a wee bit. Hold this position for a moment, yeah? Get comfortable. Remember, those knees are soft and we've got the weight even between both feet. So we'll take one arm to the ceiling. And then the other. Arms out to the sides. And we're going to aeroplane. So one arm comes up and the other goes down. Whoops. And I lost my balance. But that's okay, because I caught it again. So nice and slowly, just moving those arms as much as you can. Good, and let's slowly relax those arms down. Excellent. I was going to say let's pick up the weights, but we are not going to do that. We're going to work on our tightrope a little bit. So to refresh your mind, our tightrope is where we take those heel and toe steps and then we make this a movement rather than a static position. We're going to heel and toe forwards and backwards, just as if you were walking on a tightrope. Chest is tall, shoulders are relaxed. A little wobbly. Now I want us to work on closing our eyes. So while we're moving, while you're taking those heel and toe steps, you're going to close your eyes for one step and then open them immediately afterwards. Make sure if you don't feel safe to do this, you do not have to, of course. We always want to keep safety a top priority, but if you feel like you can safely do that for one step, close your eyes, take one step and then open up again. Then try it. You can just be forwards or you can try backwards. Again, depends on your level of comfort, depends on how easy that balance feels today. Close your eyes for one step, open up again. Whoop. Not backwards for me today. Good. Try and keep those feet nice and close to each other. Close your eyes for one and open. Good. Ooh. This is becoming wobblier and wobblier. All right, you can pause there. Very good. We're going to be still, or more or less still on one foot here. So let's have a hand on the chair. I'm going to take my weight on my right leg to start with. And I'm going to lift my left foot just so my toe is touching the floor here. Standing tall, I'm going to lift my knee. Doesn't have to be very high. And I have a hand close to the chair if I need it. And let's circle that ankle. Good, back in the other direction. Nice and slowly. And then let's slowly place that foot on the floor. Being in control of that part of the movement is important too. Weight onto that left leg now, and we'll raise the right toe on the ground. Make sure you're comfortable before you lift your knee, and we'll circle that ankle. Nice and slowly. back in the other direction. Super. Place that foot on the floor. Good look. What's next? We're going to stand on one leg a little bit more. It's going to be slightly more challenging. Start on the left foot again and raise the right. So hold that foot where it's comfortable. And we'll just take a moment to stand and be comfortable in this position. Standing up tall and our arms are relaxed at our sides. Support furniture is in place. Let's take one arm above your head and wave from side to side. If you can, and remember this part's optional, take that second hand up and we'll wave side to side. Good, and let's slowly relax those arms down. Great, try the other side. Weight onto your right leg, little bend of that right knee, and let's lift the left up. Stand up nice and tall. Let's hold this for a moment here. And take one arm to the ceiling, we'll wave from side to side. And let's take that second hand up if you can. Wave both arms side to side. Really relaxing into that foot that's on the floor. I feel wobbly. Good, and let's slowly lower those arms, foot to the floor. Excellent, great work today, everybody. We are going to stretch to finish. So let's take one arm across our body and we'll hold it here, nice and easy. Good, let's switch to the other side. Excellent. Let's take both our hands. We're going to link our fingers, push those hands away from you so you turn those palms out. If you can, lift those hands up above your head, over to the right. And then to the left. Back to center. We'll slowly lower those arms down. Good. We're going to have a seat. So sit down here. We're going to reach one leg forwards. So you can't, if I'm sitting down, you can never see my feet. Unless I go a mile away from the camera. So feet, stretch that foot out, heel touching the floor, toe to the ceiling. We're going to hinge forward at the hip. Feel that nice stretch in the back of your leg here. Good, let's sit up, switch to the other side, so heel to the floor, toe to the ceiling, and let's hinge forwards. Good, we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's sit right back in our chair and pull one knee in towards your chest. You can circle your ankle here too. If you have enough ankle circles while we're balancing, you can skip the ankle circle up. Just pull that knee in towards your chest. If you are moving your ankle, let's go in both directions here. Good, and relax that foot down. We'll switch to the other side. Pull that knee in. Circle your ankle if you want to. Good, and back in the other direction. Good, let's relax that foot on the floor. We're going to reach our hands out behind us, reach for the back of the room. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze, pat on the back. Thanks very much for joining me, everybody. Someone must be at the house because I can hear my dogs barking.
Thank you, Hannah. That was excellent.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Excellent workout.
Thank you. See you next time.
You.
You're welcome. Bye.